Hello students, in the last class we have studied transformation of coordinates. In that we have studied two important articles. The first one was the change of origin and the second one was the change of direction of axis. In those two articles we have studied if the origin is transferred from 0, 0, 0 to some convenient point such as f, g, h, then what changes are to be done in the equation of the surface. That we have studied in the change of origin. And similarly in the second article, that is in the change of the direction axis, we have studied that if the origin is kept fixed and the axis of reference are changed. Obviously, if we consider three mutually perpendicular lines which passes through the origin and having some direction cosines, then what changes we have to make in the equation of the surface, that also we have studied in the article change of the direction of axis. Now in the today's class we are going to study a relation between the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular lines, and also we are going to study one corollary based on it. Before obtaining the relation between direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular lines, first of all we will mention one important remark about the transformation of axis. So the remark is the degree of surface is unaltered by any transformation of axis. Means if we change the axis, then the degree of the surface remains unchanged. Similarly, if we change the origin, then also degree of the surface remains unchanged. So this is that important remark. Next one, we will move to the relations between the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular lines. Let L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 be the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular lines OX, OY, OZ. Then we have the relations as L1 M1 N1 are the direction cosines of the line OX. Therefore we have the result as the sum of the squares of direction cosines of any line is always equal to 1. Therefore we have L square plus M square plus N square equal to 1. Similarly, as L2 M2 N2 are the direction cosines of the second line, therefore we have L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square equal to 1, and for the third line we will get L3 square plus M3 square plus N3 square equal to 1. So like such we have obtained this one first system of equations. Again, as given three lines are perpendicular to each other, as the lines are perpendicular to each other, therefore we have a result that sum of product of their direction cosines is equal to 0, which gives us that as first line is perpendicular to the second line, therefore we have L1 into L2 plus M1 into M2 plus N1 into N2 equal to 0. Similarly, as the second line is perpendicular to the third line, therefore we have L2 L3 plus M2 M3 plus N2 N3 equal to 0. And finally, as the third line is also perpendicular to the first line, therefore we will get L3 L1 plus M3 M1 plus N3 N1 equal to 0. And we will denote this system of equations by the equation number B. Next one. Therefore, these are the 6 relations. 3 are covered in the equation number A and 3 in the equation B. So these are the 6 relations, and these relations exist between 9 direction cosines. We were having the 9 direction cosines as 3 for each line. Okay. So therefore, they can be expressed in the other form also. How they can be expressed? As L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are the direction cosines of the three lines. Therefore, L1 L2 L3, M1 M2 M3 and N1 N2 N3 are the direction cosines of the original axis referred to the new axis. This is we have studied in the last class. So in the last class we have studied the transformation of direction of axis. So from that article it is clear that if L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are the direction cosines of a line, then the direction cosines of those three lines referred to the new axis will be L1 L2 L3, M1 M2 M3, N1 N2 N3. So it is this. Next one. So therefore, as now these are the direction cosines of the three lines, so again we will get two system of equations. So as these are the direction cosines of a line, therefore sum of its squares is equal to 1. Therefore we have L1 square plus L2 square plus L3 square equal to 1. Similarly, M1 square plus M2 square plus M3 square equal to 1 and N1 square plus N2 square plus N3 square equal to 1. Again, as these three lines are perpendicular to each other, therefore sum of products of their direction cosines is equal to 0. So therefore we have L1 M1 plus L2 M2 plus L3 M3 equal to 0 and M1 N1 plus M2 N2 plus M3 N3 equal to 0 and N1 L1 plus N2 L2 plus N3 L3 equal to 0. We will denote these systems by the equations C and D. Next one. Now we observe that these four relations A, B, C, D are not independent. Why they are not independent? Because they are related to each other. The relations C and D can be algebraically deduced from the relations A and B. And similarly, the relations in A and B can be deduced from the relations in the C and D, and they can be deduced without any geometrical consideration. So therefore, they are not independent. So likewise, we have studied relations between the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular lines. Now next one is a corollary based on the above result. The corollary is, if L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular straight lines, then the determinant of L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2, L3 M3 N3 is equal to plus or minus 1. This is the corollary. We will prove this corollary. Let us suppose that L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are the direction cosines of three mutually perpendicular straight lines. Then obviously we know that sum of the squares of direction cosines of any line is always equal to 1, and also we know that sum of the product of two perpendicular lines is equal to 0. So these two results we are going to use here. Okay. So therefore let D be the determinant which is equal to the determinant of L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2, L3 M3 N3. Then we have D square equal to that determinant, it's a product with the itself. Now we'll take the product. The product of these two determinants will be again a 3 by 3 determinant, and that resultant determinant I am going to write down here. Elements of that determinant are, for the element which is at the first row first column position of the resultant determinant, we have to take the product of first row of first determinant with the first row of the second determinant, which will be L1 into L1 means L1 square plus M1 into M1 means M1 square plus N1 into N1 means N1 square. So the first element, as told just now, it is L1 square plus M1 square plus N1 square. This is the first element. Now the second element. For getting the second element, we have to take the product of first row from the first determinant with the second row from the second determinant. Means it will be the L1 into L2 plus M1 into M2 plus N1 into N2. So that element I am writing here. So the next element is L1 into L2 means L1 L2 plus it is M1 into M2 means M1 M2 plus N1 into N2 means N1 N2. n1, n2. Now, for the next element, we have to take the product of first row from the first determinant with the third row from the second determinant, which will be the L1, L3 plus M1, M3 plus N1, N3. So, I am writing it here. So, the next element will be the L1, L3, L1, L3 plus M1, M3 plus N1, N3. Like such are the elements of the first row of the resultant determinant. Then we will move to the elements of the second row of the resultant determinant. So, for the second row, we will get the elements as product of the second row from the first determinant with first row, second row and third row of the second determinant. First of all, product of the second row of the first determinant with the first row of the second determinant will be the L2, L1 plus M2, M1 plus N2, N1. So, it can be written as L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. So, it is the L1, L2 plus M1, M2, L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. Now, next one is the product of second row of the first determinant with the second row of the second determinant, which will be the L2 into L2 means L2 square plus M2 into M2 is M2 square plus N2 into N2 is N2 square. So, it is L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square. That also I am writing here. So, it is L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square. And finally, the last element of the second row will be the product of second row from the first determinant with the third row of the second determinant, which will be the L2, L3 plus M2, M3 plus N2, N3. So, that element I am writing here. So, where we will get this as the L2, L3 plus M2, M3 plus N2, N3. Now, next we will move to the last row of the resultant determinant, which will be the product of the third row from the first determinant with the first row from the second determinant. So, it will be the L3, L1 plus M3, M1 plus N3, N1. So, we will get L3, L1 plus M3, M1 plus N3, N1. The next element means the element at the position third row, second column of the resultant determinant is obtained by taking the product of third row from the first determinant with the second row from the second determinant, and it will be the L3, L2 plus M3, M2 plus N3, N2, and which can be written in the simplified form as the L2, L3 plus M2, M3 plus N2, N3. So, it is the L2, L3, L2, L3 plus M2, M3 plus N2, N3. And finally, the element at the third row, third column position in the resultant determinant is obtained by taking the product of third row of the first determinant with the third row of the second determinant, which will be the L3 into L3 means L3 square plus M3 square plus N3 square. So, therefore, this last element is L3 square plus M3 square plus N3 square. So, this is L3 square plus M3 square plus N3 square. So, this is our D square, determinant D square. Now, next one. Now, as the lines having the direction cosines L1, M1, N1 L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are mutually perpendicular. Therefore, obviously L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 as well as this one, this and this. So these 6 terms are obviously identical with the 0. Okay, and also we have the sum of the squares of direction cosines of any line is equal to 1. So therefore these 3 terms which are at diagonal position are equal to 1. So this is 1, this diagonal element is 1 and this is also 1, and all the remaining 6 elements are 0. Therefore we get this determinant is equal to, the first element is obviously 1, second one is 0, third one is 0 as explained just now. Then in the second row we have the 0, 1, 0, and finally in the third row we have the 0, 0, 1. So like such we have the determinant, and obviously this is equal to 1. Value of this determinant is 1. So what we obtained? So therefore we have obtained that d square is equal to 1. So we have obtained that d square is equal to 1. So therefore taking the square root of both sides, it will give us that d is equal to plus or minus 1. As we know that the square root of 1 is plus 1 as well as minus 1. So like such we have shown that if L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2 and L3 M3 N3 are the direction cosines of 3 mutually perpendicular lines, then the determinant L1 M1 N1, L2 M2 N2, L3 M3 N3 is equal to the plus or minus 1. Value of this determinant is equal to plus or minus 1. So the same thing which I have explained here by writing, the same thing is given in the next page also, which is this. So like such the same calculation is here which I have explained by writing by red colored pen. So it is this. So we have shown that therefore d is equal to plus or minus 1. So with this article completes here, and we have also completed the transformation of coordinates. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.